You're loud now.
Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. Holla holla holla. I'm Sam.
I'm not.
And today we're going to be reviewing,
Mercifully, this is the final Iron Fist review.
episode 13, Dragon Plays with Fire. He'll get burnt.
Yeah, like we all got burnt with this damn show.
So running into this, basically, because there's been no villain for this season, contrary to popular belief, if you thought Harold was a villain up to this point, him being just there, Danny's been set up by the DEA. He's got some fat charges on his back and he's got to get them indictments off y'all. So he goes, the evidence has been forged, because obviously he meets up with Hogarth and she gives him the DEA file of which she's been handed because she's his representation, and it's pretty much all the files of which he took from Madame Gal, but they've been doctored by Harold. And Colleen's also a fugitive because she's aiding and abetting a felon. So they decide to go to Gal's, back to the facility to go see Gal and be like, yo, what's poppin'? We need the information. And it turns out she's smart, she's deleted all the information, and then she gives him a talking down to, like, yo, you're a whack Iron Fist, the only way you're gonna get better is if you get rid of your see, she's a kind of dynamic character. She's an interesting one because
Yeah, but also a character on loan from another show. But yeah, she is.
yeah, she's probably like one of the best characters anyway, because like she seems to get like respect, and it's almost like she wants Danny to get better.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe the whole "you're only as good as your enemy" kind of thing.
Well, she's interesting because apparently she's like immortal herself.
Yeah, because she kind of did a similar thing with Daredevil.
Yeah, so she's kind of a weird one. It's like she associates with the Hand, but is like she wants Danny to get better. Danny will destroy the Hand. She's kind of like she kind of like don't really care really because she's fine anyway. But apparently she's like super immortal. She's like an immortal being or whatever.
Super immortal.
Yeah, like an immortal being from like Kunlun herself. So I mean, she's a weird one. So yeah, she kind of drops the bomb that Harold was the one who tampered with the thing.
Right, the bomb. But here we are in the finale, being told something we figured out what in the first episode. I know I did. I imagine most people did as well. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? But here we are, this entire season later, finally getting here, and we're rushing it through in one damn episode.
Yeah, this is kind of like the plot with the Luthers and the Queens.
The what?
Well, Lionel Luthor sabotaged Oliver Queen's plane and killed his parents, and he got stuck on the island.
I mean, it's the same as anything. Isn't it? It's a businessman kills partners, a business kind of thing. You find it anywhere, and there you go. We've known it all along. But what again? I question execution. Same with Davos. It's like, why are we doing this now? Why don't you reveal this halfway through the show and then build up Howard as a viable villain rather than just throw him in here at the end?
Build up who was a viable villain?
What did I say? Howard. I don't even care.
Harold.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think really, I don't see why they didn't just give him 10 episodes.
I don't see why you didn't just write it properly, but here we are. So we established, there we go, he killed the parents, now Danny's got to bring him down, right?
Yeah, so he also happens to have the information on a laptop in the in the house, in the apartment,
it's in Rand, right?
In the safe. So
Yeah.
they've got to break into Rand. So Claire Temple being all booky. I wonder why, because when she was in the car, she was messing about with like her hat, and I was thinking, why is she acting all booky for? It's not like she's like wanted or anything. So she like buys the little hot dog cart and blows it up, which distracts security so they can get in. Colleen gets in, and then that's like leading up to the fight. Ward gets whacked around the back of the head. So he's kind of come full circle. So yeah, they managed to get into the building. There's some hot Iron Fist action, you know what I mean? So
okay, so he uses the fist and there's a cool effect, Yeah, I mean that was pretty fun.
Where he punches and blows out the whole floor, smashes all the
Yeah,
windows. I
it
mean, the
sets.
fact how he gets into the building, like, I don't know how the hell he did this, but somehow he managed to fly through the window from an adjacent building, I guess. Even though I'm pretty sure I saw him on the bottom floor of the Rand building, like going in the elevator, but somehow he managed to end up outside the building to fly through the window
Yeah,
while
I guess it's one of those things. It looks cool, so you're meant to ask the questions. I don't
well,
know.
it was like attached to a wire. You could plainly see the wire.
Right, so I guess he's meant to be like zip lining from somewhere, like Batman or something.
What, from the
But
same building? Because it was in the same building.
apparently, so he uses the fist, and that's a cool effect. But
Yeah,
once
punches.
again, a question of that's all he's doing. He's just punching things. He's not beating people up with it, is he?
Yeah. So yeah, Colleen's just about to juke Harold, comes up short, and he turns around, is about to pop her. So Dana's like, nah, boom, blows up the whole floor, throws everything everywhere, chases Harold up to the roof, and then he like mugs him off how he was gonna push his dad off the building on the random like.
Right. So yeah, he has this big like evil. I'm a supervillain. This is my plot monologue, as if this is what the show has been building up to this entire time, like with Fisk and Daredevil in that season. Except it hasn't. It's just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, so they face off, mugs him off a bit, blah, shoots him through the hand, blah blah blah, and then Dan is like on the floor, and they have a little sword fight with some bits of metal. There's a lot of trash on that roof,
Mm.
so that was kind of a thought I had. So he manages, he gets knocked down, and for some reason Harold turns around and walks off. So then he has little flashes of stuff, gets up, one bombs him again, and then like kicks him, and he just manages to go through an exposed pipe
As you do.
on the ceiling. It's like that's got to be a health hazard.
Mm.
So he's kind of pinned there, and then he's just like, I'm not even gonna kill you. The police will put you in prison, and that's a nicer one than you've been in for the last 13 years. So he pulls himself out, grabs a gun, one pops it, and then Dan is just like, whoosh, fist, bullet bounces off.
Hold on. You missed the best part though. You
Or,
missed the best part. He says, Danny says to Harold, "I've wasted too many years of my life hating you. You've only hated him for about 5 minutes."
well, hated whoever it was who caused the plane to
He
crash.
didn't know. He said himself in the last episode he didn't know it was murder until recently. He
Well,
hasn't wasted years of his life.
maybe
What a stupid line. That makes no sense.
maybe this season happened over the course of years.
It felt
Maybe
like it watching
maybe
it, I'll tell you that.
maybe he was on the run for 5 years from the DEA and then decides to go and face Harold. But really, it's in the space of like a couple of hours.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. So then Ward pulls out his gun, pops him, falls off the roof. Then he ends up getting cremated, so he's done with. And then, yeah, so it's like, do what you want, buddy. So they're kind of, him and Ward are pals now, and then instead of like Wendell and Randall, no, Wendell and Harold on the wall pictures, it's now Danny and him. So it's like still kind of Rand Meacham, but it's like they're buddies now. So
Yeah, that wrapped up pretty quickly, but alright, fine
yeah,
enough.
Ward had the big kind of dynamic arc, right?
He did, yeah, of everyone on the show, yes.
Yeah, so now they're pretty much the next generation, whether Ward ends up turning against him, which I think it would be pointless.
It would, yeah, it's good. Instead, for some reason, they're going to make his sister super evil.
Yeah, well,
Where did that come from?
she was a whack character anyway, so,
Huh.
I mean, now it's like, oh, what are you going to do? So he's just like, oh, I'll let you run the company, and he ends up deciding to go back to Kunlun. And what did Claire take off? Like, she took something off that looked like kind of Wolverine claws, and she was like, "Oh, these are mine." I was thinking, what is she meant to be, some kind of superhero herself now? Because she's whack. So yeah, so Danny tells Colleen, "You can come with me," and she gets super gassed and excited. It's like, yay! And then
And so Joy and Davos are having a meeting,
Yeah, where he's just like to her, everything's kind of gone downhill since Danny turned up. So, let's get rid of him, let's kill him. And then she's like, oh, I'm listening. And it turns out Gal's like on the next table listening in. So she's probably going to drop them in it.
The only way this could make sense is if Joy is playing Davos to get information for Danny. Otherwise, this makes no sense whatsoever. Because she was just freaking out on her dad for what he's done to Danny, and now suddenly she's super evil and thrown in with Davos.
What? I don't know. I really don't know. So you got to figure Davos is going to be the villain for the second season as the Steel Serpent. Gao, I don't know what her game is, whether she pops up, but I kind of like her. I would have let her out. I mean, they kind of got annoyed at her and walked off. I would have been like, come on then. Come on, let's get you out of here.
Yeah, but there's only so. I don't mind the character either.
She's not really a villain. She's kind of like
that, but that's because there's only so much you can do with her, right? Like you can't have a fight.
Yeah, she's kind of like passive. It's just like, unless she like uses her powers and becomes young. But I mean, to be honest, I kind of like her. She's not really. She does bad things, but she's not really no super villain. She's just like doing her business. It's like, yo, leave her alone. So I think she's good though. She's probably one of the better characters out of it. So yeah, whether she's gonna go snitch, because really it wouldn't be a matter of Joy going over and telling Danny, oh yeah, Davos wants to do this, because I mean, Madame Gal's done it. But whether she starts kind of manipulating them, like, oh, I heard this, Joy and Davos were like mugging you off behind your back. So yeah, he ends up going back to Kunlun, and there's like hand soldiers there dead, and Kunlun's gone, and then his hand starts to glow.
Yeah, for no reason, inexplicably.
So yeah, that's it.
Mercifully.
That is the last episode.
Wow. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I guess he's just going to have to go back to New York now. I'll be like, oh, Kunlun's gone by.
Oh yeah, I mean, just gonna hook up with the defenders, and I think they're fighting the hand there as well. So I guess that's going to be his thing.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver.
Is she the hand?
She's like the main villain of the Defenders, apparently. She's like a businesswoman. So yeah, let's talk numbers for this epic season finale, where again no one got hit with the fist.
Yeah.
So I think the series count is, I think, 2 people, 2 doors, one gun chopped in half, 1 bullet stopped,
floor of the office building.
Yeah, 1 floor punched, and that's pretty much the count for the season. That is what he has done with the fist. So
he healed a couple of people as well.
Oh yeah.
I think 1 person actually.
Yeah, so he healed 1 person. So yeah, that is the fist count for this season. More inanimate objects have been punched than people, but maybe he's saving it up for like a super battle.
Yeah, never mind saving it up for your own bloody TV show.
Yeah, there's really no need for the healing stuff, really, because it'd just be awesome.
There's no need for the fist. What's the point?
Exactly. So where he's going to get his training from, where he's going to go from here, I don't know, because he is still unexperienced with the fist. Just ask Colleen. Right, so let's talk numbers. Even though Colleen seemed to be satisfied when he used the fist.
5 lackluster, boring, choppy, rushed. The fist, pointless. There wasn't any fight scenes like there was in the last episode to redeem it. It's been a poor season.
Yeah, but it'll all be different for season 2, and it'll be different in the Defenders. So I
hope so.
Let's just forget about this and trust it'll be better. Marvel won't let this happen again, and this will be a lesson to them. So they'll probably never do anything whack again. So yeah.
You can give it a score?
9. I'm Sam.
Oh, I'm Matt.
And this has been the Superhero Hub. See you in the next episode.